You think the chances are we're going to hear about this next week?
I think we're going to hear about it pretty soon. I mean, it seems like the deal has been compromised between Deutsche Telekom and the other partners. What it seems right now is, can we get the DOJ to get on board? Because if they're not, they're just going to sue to block the deal.
Okay, but what about the state AGs? What happens if the DOJ is on board, but everybody else isn't?
Well, that's going to be a complicated problem, but I don't think actually that it's going to stop this from going through. We've seen other instances in which state AGs are pushing for some sort of action. You see this with tech companies all the time with Facebook.
But what happens? The state AGs then relent and just say we're not going to bring our suit, or the deal gets closed and agreed to, then the states bring the case anyway?
I think the nuance is that right now the states have filed a suit based off the FCC agreement, right? So they say that doesn't cut it for us. The DOJ has a new deal with the parties, and the state AGs have to look at that. If it doesn't satisfy them, they might refile. They just say, well, you know what, that still doesn't work for us either. But right now, if the DOJ agreement, whatever it ends up looking like, effectively neuters the original suit from the state AGs. Again, there's a lot of political will here, right? So even if the DOJ thing sort of seems to sort of handle a lot of that stuff, the states might just say, you know what, screw it, we want to go after them anyway.
Okay, so we've asked this question already this morning, but I want to get your answer. Do you think that Dish can actually create a viable fourth competitor, effectively running wholesale over these other guys' networks?
Well, if the deal pans out that they're going to get that 100% access, then it might be possible. But right now, with what Deutsche Telekom is advocating for, where they only get 12.5%, there's no way they'd be able to do it off of that. The other thing that they'd probably need is somebody to come help them finance it. But again, part of this deal CNBC is reporting is that they don't want someone to finance it more than 5%. That's going to make it even more difficult.
So, but hold on, but you still think it's happening?
I think it's going to happen. I think that we're going to see something go through, but are they going to be able to build out a full network?
And Delrahim is going to approve a deal at 12.5%?
I don't think he's not at 12.5%. What the DOJ wants is they want 100%. It's the brokers that want 12.5%, but that's good negotiating. Someone starts at 12.5, someone starts at 100. You're hoping to get to somewhere in the middle.
But you think, I mean, to Andrew's question, I think that this is the right question right now, is that even somewhere in between that capacity, is that a real fourth carrier? Like, is that a real viable option for a consumer? They're like, oh, there's a fourth, that from a pricing perspective, that there's real competition now.
I mean, time will tell. I think if they can get someone to come in and finance it, they have a shot. Is it going to be as big as the other three? Absolutely not. We know that AT&T and Verizon are way ahead of this combined company and anything when it comes to mobile and 5G. So we'll see.
And do we think that the investor will be a strategic investor or will be a private equity firm?
I think it's going to be somebody who wants to come in, be a strategic investor, and play this for the long game. 5G is something that a lot of people have business, incentive to ride on. So I think it's someone strategic.